The deltoid is composed of three muscle heads that sit on the outside of the shoulder. These are the primary movers of the shoulder, as opposed to the rotator cuff muscles, which help stabilize the shoulder at rest. These muscles take a beating during high-intensity weightlifting, especially during overhead presses. While lifting weight overhead can be initiated with the hips and core, lowering the weight back to the shoulder is primarily controlled by the deltoids. The greatest degree of tissue insult is created from eccentric load, as it requires both the controlled lengthening and the sustained contraction during the duration of the movement. Trigger points in the deltoid usually cause pain locally over the shoulder and may continue into the arm as shown. Keep in mind that tight rotator cuff muscles will create deltoid problems, so you may need to treat them first. The most conclusive way to tell if there's an adhesion in the deltoids is to palpate them using the soft tissue changes after injury graph on page 15. If you do find a taut or a tender band, this needs to be treated. Be sure to check the anatomy in your book to make sure that you're not on the biceps tendon, which is always going to be tender. To test the middle deltoids, abduct your arms out to their sides at 90 degrees. Have a partner apply resistance just proximal to the elbows for several seconds as you push up against him. To test the anterior deltoids, flex your shoulders straight out in front of you. Have your partner apply resistance just proximal to the elbows for several seconds as you push up against him. A positive test for either the middle deltoids or the anterior deltoids will be a lack of strength and or pain in the shoulder. If you feel an adhesion, of course you should treat it. If you can't perform these tests, seek the opinion of a medical professional. Keep in mind that tight rotator cuff muscles will create deltoid problems, so you may need to treat them first. Begin by attaching a medium band to an overhead crossbar. Facing away from the rig, take several steps forward. Wrap one arm into the band with the band placed in the front of the shoulder. Move the treated arm behind your back and use your other hand to push that treated wrist backwards off of your butt. Now lean forward all the way into it. You're going for a super stretch here. Complete the full stretch by torquing your body away and looking away from the treated side. It's a stretch, so move your body into the position where you feel the most stretch, maybe in the shoulder or the chest or even the neck. Keep in mind, this move provides a great way to super stretch the other anterior shoulder muscles, like the pectoralis major and minor. You don't need a band to mobilize in the few minutes before training. Facing away from the rig, prepare to grip the rig behind you as you stand up onto your tiptoes. Once there, reach as high as you can and grab the rig. Come back to your feet and lean forward to feel the stretch. With your arm twisted behind your back, complete the torque for stretching by leaning forward, turning your body away, and turning your neck all the way to the opposite side. Those fibers of the deltoid will be tough and gristly with a lot of overhead lifting. This protocol will target those tough fibers directly. Begin by grabbing a lacrosse ball in a foam roller that is not hollow. Put one end of the foam roller onto the wall and on the other end stabilize your lacrosse ball with a non-treating hand. To treat the anterior deltoid, lean forward and place the lacrosse ball directly on top of the tightest band you feel. Keep this area pinned down as you stretch through the contact. Starting with the arm internally rotated, roll the anterior fibers across the ball as you externally rotate the arm and turn the thumb backwards. Repeat as many times as needed. Keep in mind before adding movement, you may want to hold the ball contact for a couple of minutes. The deltoid muscle is thick with many layers, which may need to be melted through in order to get the full benefit. To get the more lateral fibers on the side of the shoulder, try this protocol. Either leaning against the wall or lying on the ground, position a lacrosse ball on the tightest bands you feel in the lateral portion of the deltoid muscle. Treat more thoroughly by pushing your body harder down into the ball. Now add motion by internally rotating the shoulder, rotating the arm inwards towards the chest. The best treatments will be targeted right on top of the top band you identified first by hand. Hi, Dr. Nick here, and you just saw how to open up your delts. Well, I encourage you to visit our website, MobilityWODShop.com, to pick up a lacrosse ball or mobility bands for these protocols. Now, women should use a black mobility band, while the men are more suited for a purple band. You might also consider grabbing a MobilityWODShop massage gun to blast away your tension in those delts. It works tremendously, and it's truly a fun and pleasurable way to maintenance your body. Shop with us and recover well.